What's going on, YouTube? So I'm gonna try to clarify on this Neo Geo X, how to do the files within the card once you have the SD card modded, the adapter. So I have my SD card, the modded SD card. It's in the system. You're gonna need a separate. Let me just turn on the light here. You can see better. Alright, so you're going to need another unmodded SD card. This one's only for the PC. So you have one for the PC and one for the Neo Geo X. The one for the Neo Geo X will not work on the PC because it's been modded for the Neo Geo X only. So you need another one unmodded, and that's what you use for the PC. And you're gonna need your, where's the thing? You're gonna need a micro SD. So you take your micro SD, you put it in your SD adapter, goes in like so, and then you put it in the computer. So, alright, so that's in my computer. Next step you're going to need to do is, let's see, we're gonna open this up. So you open up my computer with the card in there. This is my SD card. So basically you right click. If it's brand new card, you right click, you choose format, and then it's gonna say, are you sure you want to format? And actually, hopefully it won't screw it up. So you hit format, you leave this here, leave everything as default, FAT32. In this case I have a 4 gig card, and you just hit start, and that's it. Once it's formatted, you want to right click here and choose, actually you don't even need, I think you can do it from properties. Yep, right click properties, and right here you want to type in card underscore game, just as you see here. You can type it in lowercase, it puts it in capital. So once that's done, inside there you want to create a card underscore game folder, and that's where you're going to place all of your files. Excuse me. So the name of the card itself is game underscore card underscore game rather, and then within there you're going to have a card underscore game folder. Okay, so that's the first step. That's where you're going to place all your files. Now you're going to need to do a Google search for this here, neogeo.zip. In this case I went to romnation.net. They're pretty good. I can find everything I need there. So romnation.net, find neogeo.zip. These are the Neo Geo BIOS. So you just click download this ROM. I've already done so, so I'll skip this step. Once that's done, now you go to unibios.free.fr, or you can do a search for Neo Geo Universal BIOS, and once you get to this page, the Universal BIOS page, you want to click over here, where is it, download, and this is what you want. I agree to all of the above, download version 3.0, so you download that downloads, done. Alright. Now, next step is we're going to open up, let's see, our downloads folder, and these are the two files that we downloaded here. Neo Geo, and so this is Neo Geo BIOS, and this is a Universal BIOS. So we're going to open the Neo Geo BIOS. Let's move this to this screen, and we're going to open the Universal BIOS. So let's see if we can get them both on the same. Alright, so there's one. There's two. Alright, move this one over. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to delete this file right there, Asia-S3. So you right click it, delete, hit yes. Actually, let me just do this. Let me just get it out of the folder for now. Alright, so it's extracted here. Let's go back to here. Okay. So now that we've copied it, we can delete this. Yes. Okay. So now what I want to do is basically the universal BIOS, this file here, under the universal zip, you're going to extract it to here. There you go. So now they're both in there. You want to copy this name exactly as you see it. So in this case, I'm just going to right click, choose copy. I'm copying the name. I'm going to go to here. Now I'm going to trash, actually I'm going to move it out of this folder, dump it on the desktop. I'm going to go here, and I want to rename this file Asia-S3. So now I have this and this. This is the universal BIOS. I've extracted it to here, to my computer. So I no longer need this. I've renamed that universal BIOS to Asia.S3. I want to take it, I want to dump it inside the Neo Geo zip file. And I want to hit OK. So basically all I did was I replaced the original Asia ROM that was in there with the universal BIOS. So I took the universal BIOS, I renamed it to Asia, and I replaced the existing Asia file in the Neo Geo BIOS. So now that that's done, let's trash this, let's close this. Let's see. Alright. We're going to go back here. This we no longer need. We can trash that, delete, yes. Alright, so you need to download that program that's in my links. It's FBA Cache. I'll put it in this link as well. Once it's downloaded, you want to place it in your C drive. Create a folder called FBA and just extract all the files. So you should have all these files and a ROMs folder. And you take this Neo Geo file, zip, you dump it in your ROMs folder. Done. Now go back to your browser. We don't need this anymore. Now you can go to any website that has ROMs, download whatever ROM you want to get. So in this case I've already downloaded all the King of Fighters, so I've placed them in here in my ROMs folder. So in here I have King of Fighters 94 through 2003, and I also have my Neo Geo BIOS with the Universal BIOS. The Universal BIOS basically allow you to, it's like a game genie for the Neo Geo games. It allows you unlimited life, extra characters, unlimited bullets, things like that for the games. So once you have the games in that folder and you have your modded BIOS in there, just double click this. Let me move the screen over here, okay, and it's gonna run. So it's basically converting all your ROMs into FBA format. FBA is Final Burn Alpha, which is the emulator that's in the Neo Geo X. So you need to convert all those games in the format that the emulator can read, which is .FBA. So once it's done, if you get this error here, don't worry about it. You're only getting that error because of this. It's trying to convert all ROMs within that folder. However, NeoGeo.com is not a ROM, it's a BIOS. So it's telling you, oh, there's an error. I can't convert this into a game file, into a .FBA, because it's not a game. So that's fine. You hit X, and if there are any other games after, it does them in alphabetical order. So if there's a game with the letter T, Once you hit X, it'll continue. In this case, N is the last uh, uh, file in there, because everything else is starts with K, King of Fighters. So you hit X, and that's it. It tells you it's complete. Press any key. Done. Now, when you go into that folder, you're going to see all the games have been converted to .fba. So these zips here, you no longer need. You can trash them. Delete. Yes. I keep my Neo Geo zip around. Basically, you no longer need this either unless you have more files to convert. But it takes the universal BIOS and all the BIOS it needs, and it implements them, it merges them into the games itself. So once you have your .fba files, that's it. These are the games that are going to work. So now, you take these games here, these .fba files, and you move them into this folder here that we created on the micro SD card. So you can just drag them and drop them. In this case, I'm not going to do it because they're in there. Alright, so once they're in there, you want to rename them, because the Neo Geo X. Alright, let me do this. Details. Okay, so they need to be renamed. Before you do that, what you want to do is get an image for every game. That's what you're going to see when you pull up the menu. So in this case, you do a search for whatever game you want. King of Fighters 98. Okay. So there's an image. That's a decent image. Right click. Save image as. That's fine. We're going to save it. Done. Alright. So now if we go to our downloads folder, there's the image here. So you need to do this for every game. You need to find one image. You go to image, well, depending on whatever your image program you're using. In this case, I'm using this here. It's a free image program. Good to use. Easy. Image. I go to resize. I want to resize every image to 209 by 209 pixels. Hit OK, and that's the size that it's going to recognize on the console itself. So, you save it as whatever you want to call it, and you move your images in this folder. Once they're done, you have to rename each image according to the game. So, King of Fighters 98 is going to be renamed to whatever number you want. So in this case, this game 1 is what is this? This is 3 count bout. This is Art of Fighting 2, Art of Fighting 3. You can't keep them as a name because the system is not going to recognize them. So you have to name them as Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, Game 4, Game 5. Okay? So FBA.FBA, that's the file, that's the game file. And then you're going to have your images. Your images need to be in PNG format. Okay? Not JPEGs, not bitmaps, PNG. So when you save them as .png, and remember they have to be file size 209 by 209. They have to be resized. Alright? So once you do that, let's go here. You should have the game, the image. The game, image, game, image. So every game needs an image. So if this is 3 count bout, this is the 3 count bout image. If this is Art of Fighting 1, this is the Art of Fighting 1 image. And if I view it by large icons, actually, let's see if we can get them bigger, extra large. Alright. So, Game 1 image. Game 2, Game 2 image, Aggressors of Dark Combat. Game 3, Art of Fighting. See how they have the same name, game? So this is game3.png. This is game3.fba. So this is the game, this is the image. This is the game, this is the image, game, image. So once you've renamed everything, you have the games as .fba, you've converted them, you have the images done in size 209 by 209, saved as PNG. Now you can add up to 50. So the system will only read up to 50 games on one micro SD card. So once that is done, what you want to do is you need to create this file here, which basically tells it what's on the SD card. Let me see if I can get this a little bigger. Let's do 14. Alright, so first line is going to be card underscore game underscore work underscore path equals slash MNT slash MMC slash card underscore game backslash. So all this is in the link that I provided. If not, I'll provide it again. I'll just copy it and paste it in the details. And for every game that you have on the card, I mean, it accepts up to 50, but you can add 2, 3, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be 50, but 50 is the max. So for every game that you have in there, you have to add this line. Card underscore game underscore number equals, and then the number. So in this case, I have 50 games in here. Oops. I have 50 games, I have 50 lines. One line for every game. When you save this file, the file has to be called game. Let me see if I can get this. Okay. It has to be called game underscore card underscore configure dot conf. So you go to file, save as. I'm doing it in a Notepad. And when you save it, make sure it's not as a text. You want to click here, choose all files, and then name it as game underscore card underscore config dot conf. And you want to save that in your card, your micro SD, your card folder, card underscore game folder, and you save it in there with the games and the images. So once you're done with your card, details. You should have this. So you should have the file, the configuration file, which tells it where the games are located and how many games are on the card. You should have a game and one picture for every game. So if you have 50 games, you should have 50 images. That way you can distinguish what game is what. Now, just make sure that as you name the game, you name the image, or else it's going to get confusing, and when you trigger this game, or when you select the Art of Fighting 2 image, you might end up with a 3-count bout instead. So just make sure when you name the game, you name the image, and you keep that pattern. That way you don't confuse yourself. You cannot keep the game name, the original game name, King of Fighters 94. It has to be game and then a number. So game 15, game 20, and so on and so on, up to 50. There you go. So you store the games, the images, and the configuration file in a game underscore game and a card underscore game folder on the root of your card, which has been renamed to card underscore game. Now we're going to take it out. Now you take this adapter here. You can't use on your Neo Geo. You can only use it on the PC. So put that aside. You take this, you put it in your modded adapter. Let's go over here. Let me see if I can turn on the light. I already have another SD card in there, so let's turn on my Neo Geo, turn on the TV. Let that boot up. Make sure. Get the box off of here. Alright, so there it goes, it's booting up. And you can see the little lights inside. That means the console is on. And there you go. If done right, you're going to see this image. It's going to say Neo Geo X game card. When you hit A, it takes about 5-6 seconds to load up, and there you go. 50 games. Metal Slug 5. There's the volume. You get the universal BIOS screen. You press select, put coins, press start. And that's it. Have fun. Simple as that. Hopefully this clarified some things. If you have any other questions, just feel free to ask. I'll do the best I can. You know, I'm new to this myself, so. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've learned everything from other people's post reading on. There's a massive forum. Let me see if I can find it. Just give me a bit here. Alright, let me just see. Where is the Neo Geo? Neo Geo hacking. There you go. So, neo/geo.com/forums. There's a thread in there called Neo Geo X hacking and mods. So that's basically where I learned everything. You know, it tells you they've opened up the system. They tell you a lot about the system. Yeah, so if you want to learn some more, but basically everything I broke down is how to get everything working. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.